Combining like terms. In algebra, you can combine like terms because of the relationship between addition and multiplication. Here's what I mean. We say 7 plus 7. Yes, that's 14, but we could write that as 2 times 7. When I say x plus x, and I say, hey, that's 2x, it's exactly the same thing. There were 2 7s above, which would have made 14, and there are 2 x's, so x plus x, but I don't know what x is, so I can't go any further unless they give me a value to plug in for x. But that's exactly what's going on. When I say 100 plus 100 plus 100, I could write that as 3 times 100. So as long as I'm talking about the same number every time, like maybe y plus y plus y, I can add them because y plus y plus y would be the same thing as 3y, which is 3 times y. Remember, this is 3y is really 3 times y. There's always multiplication between a number in front and the variable, just like there's multiplication between the 2 and the 7 at the top. Now this goes further. If I say x to the 5th plus x to the 5th plus x to the 5th, that x to the 5th is a number, and just like 100, it's the same number added repeatedly. I could write that as 3x to the 5th. Notice that the x to the 5th did not change, just like the 100 did not change. I can add like terms because repeated addition can be written as multiplication. If I give you a problem like 3x plus 5x, we know that 3x is x plus x plus x, there are 3 of them, plus 5x, there would be 5 of them. Notice 5 here and 3 here. There are 8 x's. So 3x plus 5x is 8x. If I ask you to say add negative 5x plus 2x, notice that all we do is add the coefficients. Down below I added the 3 and the 5 to get the 8. So here I would add the negative 5 and the 2, and that's negative 3. Negative 3x is my answer. And I can make this more complicated. If I say 2x plus 8x plus 4x, again, those are the same variable. They are like terms. That's what we call them in mathematics. 2 and 8 make 10, and 4, that's 14x. However, if I say x plus 3, I'll always get students that want to say, oh, that's 3x, Mr. Caldwell. No, it's not 3x. 3x is 3 times x. These are not equal. X plus 3 is not the same thing as 3 times x. You can't add them. They're not like terms. If I said, well, what's x plus 3x? Yes, you can add them. There's a 1 in front of that x. If I have just a single x, it's a 1x. And 1x and 3x makes 4x. So how about negative 8x plus negative 2x? Well, that's negative 10x. And if I ask you to add x plus y, you should say, you can't do that. They're not like terms. X plus y is this x plus y. It is not equal to xy, which would be x times y. Let's take a look at some quick examples. 2x plus 4 plus 1. I can only add the like terms. In this first example, 4 and 1 are both numbers. Those are like terms. I can't add the 2x to the 4 or the 1 because there's no x on them. They're not like terms. Remember that x plus 1, or how about x plus 2, is not equal to 2x because this is x plus 2, this is x times 2. Don't do that. But the 4 and the 1 are like terms, so this is 2x plus 5. 1z plus 1z, that makes 2z. 2z minus 10z. And those are like terms. And 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Negative 8z. Next example. Negative 2 minus 11. If I take away 2 y's, and then I take away 11 more y's, I took away 13 y's. Negative 13y plus 2y. And negative 13 plus 2, if you owed somebody $13 and you had 2 and you gave them the 2, you'd still owe them 11. Negative 11y. Again, I'm just adding the coefficients. Coefficient is the word you need to know. Add like terms. So this one and this one, the negative 10y and the 14y are like terms. Negative 10 plus 14 is 4y. And the 5, the minus 5, treat that as a negative 5. Negative 5 plus 10, that is 5. Now as you get into these, remember that we treat the sign in front as the sign of the number. So, in fact, all of these we treat as negative. Negative 2z, negative 4r, negative 3z, and negative 5r. And we're only going to add like terms. So we'll add the z's. Negative 2z and negative 3z. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5z. Negative 4r and negative 5r. Negative 4r plus negative 5r makes negative 9r. And then I have that plus 6. I can't add that to anything. That 6 is not a like term with either the z or the r. And now we get to some distributive property. Distributive property is when I have a number out in front of parentheses, that means multiply, and I multiply by both numbers inside. So I take the 4 times 11 and 4 times 12, and the 9 times y and the 9 times 8. 9 times y, that's 9y. 9 times 8, that's 72. Now, watch out for this sign. If it's a minus, we treat that 4 as a negative 4, but it's a positive 4, so we're good. Positive 4 times 11y is positive 44y. And positive 4 times positive 12 is positive 48. Now, I'll add these together. I'll combine my like terms. 9y and 44y make 53y. And pay attention to the signs. This is a positive 72 and a positive 48. And 72 plus 48 is 120. So my final answer there is 53y plus 120. Next example. I warned you about this. We treat this as the sign of the 4. So that is a minus 4, but we treat it like a negative 4 in algebra. So this will be 9z, and I'm going to distribute. I'm going to take negative 4 times 7. That makes negative 28. Notice how I wrote down minus 28. Again, we treat that as the sign of the 28. And negative 4 times negative 5. A negative times a negative is a positive. So that's positive 20z. Now, I'll combine like terms. The z's are like terms. Positive 9 and positive 20 makes 29z minus 28. Next example, a bunch of distributive property. I'll take 8 times 4, 8 times 9. Again, watch for the minus in front of parentheses. It's going to happen. You got to get used to it. This is a common error in algebra. We treat that as a negative 3. Negative 3 times 4, negative 3 times negative 10. 8 times 4w is 32w. 8 times 9 is 72. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So I write minus 12. Negative 3 times negative 10, two negatives make a positive. One of the most common errors, again, is that watching those signs, a negative times a negative makes a positive. And I get positive 30. I'm going to combine like terms. This is positive 32W and negative 12W. I'm adding together, or just 32 minus 12. That is 20W. Positive 72 plus positive 30 is a positive 102. Last example. So in this one, we have to take the 12 to what's in the parentheses. So we're going to distribute the 12 to the 13 and the 14. So this is negative 12 that I started with, plus, now I'll take 12 times 13. We'll get out the handy calculator. 12 times 13 is 156y. And I'll take 12 times 14. That is 168. And then after that, I have a plus 4y. Now I'll add up my y's. 156 plus 4 is 160y. Negative 12 plus 168 is 156 again. So in conclusion, remember, you can only add in algebra or subtract if there are like terms. Watch out for your signs. If there's a minus in front of a number, we treat that like a negative, and we just think addition all the time.